Anyway, I actually have very little time to record, so I'll improvise. I quite didn't plan to film right now. Just in the coming days, I won't have a big opportunity to record, so here we are. I actually have less than 15 minutes to record that video, so we'll see what's gonna happen. Okay, so recently, oh, the last couple of years, like from 2020 up to now, I see a lot of people who just can't focus on one particular thing. So let's say it's about reading a book, and they read like 2 minutes of it and then they grab their phone and just scroll on social media, or they just wake up, they don't immediately get out of bed, start brushing their teeth and doing their daily tasks. Instead of that, they just start scrolling on their phones, which is a big issue that I see nowadays. And I've been in that position, I've been there, and to a certain extent, I'm still there. Right now, it's way better. So if you're in such position, I will share some things with you that might help you avoid doing that. So without any further talking, let's get started. Now, what's the first thing that I did? And it is the first thing I did is I was trying to stay less on social media. So I was trying to stay less on social media for two reasons. The first thing is that it was actually screwing up my sense of for productivity. Like whenever I was about to do something, if it's a big task or a small task, I really didn't want to do it. So I just wanted to sit on my chair or on my bed and just scroll on social media, which is just screwing up my productivity. Like it didn't allow me to do pretty much whatever I want. And later on, it actually made me neglect a lot of my schedule. So for example, I have to work out, but simply because I came out of work and I laid on my bed, I started to feel a little tired, your head a little hurts, and now when you're on your bed, you're kind of relaxing, and when you grab your phone, you start doom scrolling, and then you actually just let time pass and you just relax. You lose that sense of productivity, so you kind of allow yourself to skip just one training or just skip one task, which is a very big no-no. I have a very busy schedule and it's really important for me to do every single thing right on the day I plan to do it. Simply because if I reschedule it, it's 90% sure that I won't do it on the rescheduled date. So it was and it is really important for me to do it on the same day I planned it. So the one thing I did is just I avoided staying on social media. And the second reason I stayed on social media was simply because it was giving me ADHD. You know that these short form content, it is just making you a quick dopamine rush. So like you see something, you don't like it on the first 3 seconds, so you just scroll away. So you can very quickly change what you want to watch. You just constantly want dopamine rush, because on these shorts, if you don't like something, as I said, you just quickly scroll away and actually watch something you want. You're not kind of supposed to watch like 5 minutes of the video to get on the things you like. So this is the second reason I avoided social media. And how I did it? Well, I just left my phone in the other rooms. Let's say I have to work, so I have to write something on my computer. I just leave my phone in the other room and I sit down and write whatever I have to do, because my phone, it's not next to me, so it's quite harder for me to reach it and get it and actually start scrolling social media. And I was just refocusing myself from being distracted to actually trying to be more focused on whatever I was doing. Now, the second thing I was doing, I was making every bigger task after one smaller. So I was kind of making small task, bigger task, smaller task, bigger task, rest, and then I repeat. The reason behind it is just after every bigger task, like I have to do something for about an hour, I was afterwards a little more tired, so I couldn't really get something bigger as a task I just did. So for example, after this 1 hour to get another 1 hour worth of tasks. So after this one big task, I was doing one smaller, which is going to take me around 15 minutes or 10. And then I was giving myself like a 10-minute break. and then continuing to the other ones, like bigger and smaller, then making a bigger rest. So for example, 30 minutes or an hour, and then repeating all that cycle, which is kind of just making me less tired at the end of the day, because I'm not starting with all small tasks. Then I'm feeling very productive, and all of a sudden I just don't want to do the other bigger ones that have more heavy, like they're more important than the others. And I wasn't doing all the heavy tasks at once, and afterwards I don't have the energy to do the other ones. So I was just making one bigger, one smaller, one bigger, one smaller, then rest somewhere in between them, and just repeat. So this is the one thing I actually did. Now, the third thing I did, I was keeping myself away from the distractions. And I don't mean my phone. This is another thing. This is completely different. I'll put it like that. Every single day after work, I'm pretty damn tired. I really want to have some rest. But after work, I usually have a lot more things to do. I have to study, I have to get my training, prepare my meals, and prepare my things for the next day. And if I come home and just immediately lay on the bed, I will feel that comfort and I'll probably fall asleep. And if I fall asleep, I am not only going to screw up my future to-dos, so I will have to skip my training, I won't prepare my meals, I won't I won't have a lot of time to study, which is going to ruin pretty much everything. It will be also harder for me to fall asleep because I slept previously. Instead of immediately laying on the bed, I try to avoid it as much as I can. It doesn't matter what it is, I don't stay near the bed, I just don't allow myself to sit on the bed or just lay on the bed. I just don't allow it because I know what it is going to happen. It is like trying to lose some weight, you know. When you cut some weight, you don't really want to have the things you actually crave. You know, you don't want to have chocolate bars, you don't want to have any nuts, any calorie dense foods, because you know yourself and you know what's gonna happen if you just start craving them. And I just reused it, not in my dad, but in my day-to-day life. So I just avoid trying to get comfortable in order to do my to-do list. Like after work, I just immediate dress up, get to the gym, come back, shower, prepare my meals, and then start to work and study. And this is actually my productivity routine. I just try to stay less on social media simply because it is losing me a lot of time. I will spend countless hours on social media, which is not something productive for me because I would just doom scroll. I try to prioritize my tasks and not to rush it at the start of the day, but trying to be more linear. And I just try to keep myself out of distractions. When I have to work, I keep myself away from my phone so I won't scroll on social media, and I just try not to get too comfortable because I know I will feel lazy and I won't do pretty much anything. So this was for today. I don't have really any more time. I wish this video was somewhere useful for you, and we'll see you in the next video.